drunken cock fans. This is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, welcoming you all to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4. Just a friendly reminder, this is an adult show. It contains adult content and heavy situations. Please be warned. If you're not an adult, now's your time to leave. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming, on the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, featuring myself, Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming, with my good pal, my comrade, my buddy, Mr. GW Foley. Tonight, we got to get a lot into the Canadian Reich, where our funding's been going to help Ukraine out, Russell Brand update, more fascism, and then we got some funny stories, like a kayaker, Lake Champlain getting busted with 26 pounds of coke in his kayak, because that's just totally normal stuff that happens, I guess, in Vermont now. Anyways, we got a lot to get into, so let's get into the show. Thank you guys for being here. That's right. Cheers to you, everybody out there in fun TV land. Sorry, I got a little off center there. Anyways, I'm Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming. I'm here with GW Foley. Welcome to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 4, Episode 22, the Canadian Reich, Ukraine funds, brand update, and more fascism, because that's where we seem to be going these days. Dolores, good evening.
Hi, Mama. Listen to how I sound, Mama.
He said, "I'm sorry, Mama." Please don't let Eminem be your break-in verse. Anyways, we've got a lot to get into, including a fun thing that happened this past week. Last week, I was discussing the release dates for the new Molasses songs on the program, talking about Wet Girl Summer dropping October 4th and Boss Music dropping October 25th, just in time for Halloween, because I thought Molasses and Hickory on a track, and that's kind of an evil, bossy type tune, like where you meet the evil boss at the end of the video game was kind of the inspiration. And yeah, either Molasses I messed up bad, and yeah, it dropped last week. So we'll get into that whole fiasco. Without further ado, let me welcome to the spotlight stage my friend, my boy, my comrade. Please help me welcome Mr. G.W. Foley.
He stopped barking. Okay.
Perfect timing.
Perfect. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, fuck. All right, where am I? God. Okay. Fuck. What is up, motherfuckers? It is Wednesday night. We are live on the YouTubes. It's 8:04. My bad. No verse tonight because my head is swimming in like snot and fucking god damn it. Like, I tried learning today and it didn't go so hot. Like, fucking my professor was talking and I was listening, and like my head was like connecting dots, and this girl in my class, really sweet girl, sweet, very, very kind, very caring person. She's making a program advertisement for Make-A-Wish for her project because, you know, that's sweet. Yep. And she had 3 pictures. One was a balloon being released into the sky. One was a kid playing on the ground. And the last one was the parents taking the temperature of a child. And I'm looking at these pictures. My one thought was, if these were in a different order, we'd be telling a completely different story. And my professor looks at me and he's like, leave it to the filmmaker. All right. Allergy season sucks.
Oh, yes.
And like in this post-COVID world, like I know it's fucking gross me blowing my nose and coughing and sneezing and shit. It's fucking gross. I get that. But I don't have fucking COVID. I'm not going to get you sick. These are allergies. Like it's on me, baby. And a lot of people don't get that. So I just try to ignore people and be like, yeah, I'm not going to be in today. Yeah, that's all I got. Fuck it. I thought I had more, but I don't. Maybe later. Let's pay attention to the real reason why we all gather here. Hickory, the drunk, and underwhelming.
That's right. Thank you for being here, GW. I love you, brother. And thank you guys for being here. I'm, of course, Hickory, the drunk, and underwhelming, and it's been another wild week, as most have been recently. But the big updates were, well, I hung the guitars finally. So that got done. The hats also got hung. That's cool that, you know, getting stuff organized is nice. And yeah, tested out the breakout box, been recording some electric guitar and absolutely enjoying that and trying to figure out my bass and figure out if there's anything wrong with it because I haven't played it into an amp in quite a while. Like I play it acoustically here and there just because I miss it once in a while and I like to throw down some punk rock bass, and I haven't played it like into anything, so it hasn't been plugged in a while. I think one of my pickups might be dead. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I'm probably going to drop it off somewhere and say, hey, hopefully this doesn't get to be more than the price of the bass. That's because I love that thing, and it's worth more than it is worth. It's a memory. It's got history to it. And kind of the ironic part looking up at the wall is that the three guitars, I actually sent a picture of it to my buddy Jake, who's the Stratocaster's his. And the bass and the acoustic are mine. Because I've never really owned an electric guitar. I had a Squire one for like a couple of years and then got rid of it because I don't really have any interest. I didn't have any interest in playing electric guitar regularly, except I need to record it to make some of the songs that I want to make. So I mentioned needing one, and he was like, "Hey, you can borrow one. I haven't, I've got a few. I haven't played this one in a while. Here you go." And looking up at it, it's kind of the story of Uncle Dad, which was the punk rock band that I was in, because that was the bass was the Uncle Dad, like that was the bass I played at the height of Uncle Dad. This like electric guitar was the electric guitar that Jake played through the mid and best parts. Later on, he ended up playing a Les Paul, but for a good chunk of Uncle Dad time, he played that Strat, and a lot of old videos and photos of him playing that Strat. And then that acoustic guitar is where every single Uncle Dad song was written, because that's how I write best, on an acoustic guitar. Even today, I don't know why. Sometimes to like, even if it's a song that's never going to have a guitar, little acoustic guitar in it, like I'm working on whippy or hip hop or I don't know, something dark, just playing the rhythm on an acoustic guitar for some reason like unlocks the ability to like find the melody. I don't know. It's kind of like dicking around on a piano, except for me, definitely the acoustic's the easiest way to write, especially for writing rhythms, melodies, and structure. Anyways, I'm gonna flip over here. We got the accidental leak last week. Yeah, I said it'd be out October 25th, and it dropped last week. I was at work on Thursday, G-Dubs, The day after the show last week, after announcing all that shit and letting a few friends know, and I got an email. It's like, you're live on Spotify. Like, well, wait, no, none of the Hickory, Molasses, or Uncle Dad shouldn't have anything releasing today. There should be no email saying you're live on Spotify. And yeah, I guess I one of us fucked up. We didn't double check the date when we set it up to release, and it just released as soon as it uploaded. So yeah, well, the nice news is that in 24 hours, I can have a song on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's sweet. Like, that's kind of nice to know that it's that quick. If I ever find that perfect opportune moment where something happens that I've just happened to have a song in the vault on, I can always like try to seize on an opportunity like that. But it's also, yeah, it was supposed to come out October 25th because this was going to be the Halloween tune, Boss Music, MC Molasses, featuring Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming, produced by DJ Vulture, who is Jake, the guy who owns that guitar. And this was one of the first beats he produced for me, like in the past couple years worth, because we definitely took a while away. Like, there's a while where we stopped working on anything musically because we were both focused on our careers and you know, getting good at our workspace. And now we're both where we're kind of fucking really good at our jobs, and we can expend a little more mental energy elsewhere. And it's led to a lot of stuff like this, and him helping produce some of the songs from the same 5 songs. And anyways, there'll be more to come. But this was the accidental drop. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't do it like that. This is Boss Music. And just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it, G-dubs, just because I'm not sure if I did it right. Cool.
Oh, it's here. You didn't ask for this collaboration, but it's here.
I should set it up that MC Molasses does the first. It's a weird setup. There's 4 choruses and 2 verses, and the first half is Molasses, and the second half is Hickory.
Here.
The video will make this much more clear when that drops.
Hickory.
It should be around Halloween, hopefully. We'll get our shit together.
Hello, my name's Molasses. I'm that bad man that ain't from the streets. I just came here to rap about lawns, drink free beer, and gobble beats. I've been rolling joints, I've cocked and flit, working on my back. I bet you know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in that villain shit. The villain shit. The villain shit. You know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in that villain shit. The villain shit. The villain shit. You know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in that villain shit. You know what happens when that boss music hits, right? Shit's game over. I'm smoking like I'm Hickory. You can smell the smoke between the trees. Sleeping on my nitrate dreams. I spit so slimy you can smell the sleaze. Council free, you'll never be free. Find out what happens, you fuck with me. I'll drag you down and impregnate you with my fat dictator. Demoralized than DMV. It's how you feel when you meet villains like me. Like I'm big tech, mixed with GOP, mixed with Fox News and the DNC. Don't give a shit about truth or integrity. I just came here to make my greed. Make that paper slide by the people that bought the people who sold out me. And I ain't got no problem rocking that villain dictator POV. I'm just a man from the sticks. I'll sling wood and I will raise my trees and rain. Fascism on you fucks until you forget how it feels to be free. And a little bonus there. Hello, my name's Molasses. I'm that bad man that ain't from the streets. I just came here to rap about lawns, drink free beer, and gobble beats. I've been rolling joints, I've cocked and flit, working on my back. I bet you know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in that villain shit. The villain shit. The villain shit. You know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in that villain shit. The villainous shit. The villainous shit. You know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in the villainous shit. Hickory. It's your turn, dude. Get it. Hello, my name is Hickory. I'm the big tree from back in the sticks. I just came swinging that big old wood to feed my flow and get my fix. I've been rolling joints, I've cocked and flit, working on my back. I bet you know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in that villainous shit. Villainous shit. Villainous shit, you know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in that villainous shit. Villainous shit. Villainous shit, you know when that boss music hits your balls, deep in that villainous shit. Oh shit, wrong song, I knew I hit that wrong bump. Traded depths with bigger slabs and the Rolling Stones sing along. The drunk magician has arrived, back in his big old one. He's out here turning tricks, beer and smoke shit that's super strong. You can't tell me that's anything wrong with the land that I was raised up on. The land of crazy Uncle Bernie, green mountain trees and small ponds. Creep around late at night, it's probably best not to get caught. And like Shrek, I got them layers, man, respect and run my swamp. Wish I'd take you back to hills and trees, that little place where I found me. It's camouflage too well out here, you can't find a hickory. I come quiet like deep state, burn like California trees. Look like swamp things showed up, just mildly obese. Way out in these sticks, I'm like a fat Bigfoot in between these trees. My cologne is campfire, my blood type is bacon grease. Hello, my name is Hickory, I'm the big tree from back in the sticks. I just came swinging that big old wood to feed my flow and get my fix. I've been rolling joints, I've cocked and flit. Working on my back, I bet you know when that boss music hits your balls. Deep in that villainous shit, villainous shit, villainous shit. You know when that boss music hits your balls. Deep in that villainous shit, villainous shit, villainous shit. You know when that boss music hits your balls. Deep in that villainous shit.
Yeah. So that was an accident. Oh, sorry. That was an accidental self leak there. Didn't mean to do that, but sometimes things happen. You got a drunk magician and a lawn care rapper working together. It's the world's worst mix of people to be timely and accurate. The only thing
shaking my finger at you.
Only things are timely at Hickory's house or times drinks are served. And the only thing timely around Molasses is when the fucking lawn gets mowed. So, well, and how he lands them bars. But no, I had a good time. That track was fun. It was fun to write a verse from from like the perspective of a villain or the boss at the end of the video game, and just be aggressive and brash and have fun. Molasses verse was dope. A lot of it was like, I don't know if people are gonna take this okay. Like, he's got some savage lines in there. Like, I'm gonna rain fascism on all you fucks until you forget how it feels to be free. Yeah, solid alliteration and fucking banger line. Anyways, that's all I got. Let's get into the regular show. G-Dubs, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. That's right. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 4, Episode 22, starring myself and this fine foxy fuck, Mr. G.W. Foley. G-Dubs, what was your favorite story we're going to cover this week? You have any?
I'm really looking forward to the 26 kilos of cocaine.
That's fair. That's a fucking banger. I'm glad I saw that earlier before the show, because
I saw. Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I saw the title and I said, nope, I'm not reading this. I want this to be fresh.
So for those who don't know, a little behind the scenes magic is GW and I have a little personal chat doesn't have anything. We have a personal chat anyways, like as friends and for advice and as a comic and a magician, back and forth, and our personal chat. But there's also a separate chat that guests get invited to and occasionally. I think there's still one in there. And we send articles back and forth for the show. That's how we come across all the stuff. Some of it's so big that it's like, even if we don't share it, it's like, oh shit, we got to talk about that. Like, we got to talk about the Russell Brand updates, even though it's nothing I want to talk about. It's important. Same with latest Trump judgment. I don't really want to talk about Trump every show, but this one's kind of scary. So, but we need some light-hearted stories in between. And this one just popped up, and I was like, holy shit. To be honest, I didn't even read it. I saw the headline, and I was like, yeah, that's some Drunken Under Quarantine show material. So this week on How the Drunk Is This News, local news edition. From WCAX, Channel 3, kayaker charged with possessing 26 pounds of cocaine on Lake Champlain. A kayaker charged with cocaine possession, allegedly found with 26 pounds of drugs Freddie Rodriguez, 38. So I don't think I know him. That was
No.
my first one. Was like, no, I know some people with those first name and that last name, but not the same. I'm pretty sure I don't know this person. Anyways, federal agents saw Rodriguez walking on shore, watched as Rodriguez loaded bricks of cocaine. He tried to escape. He was released on conditions.
Oh,
Really?
why?
It seems like that's enough weight that like you wouldn't be able to get out on bail.
Oh,
Right? Like I am not anti-bail reform for drugs or anything. Like I'm pro fucking legalization across the board. But I also feel like there's a certain point where like you have so much
Yeah.
that like
yeah, that's not
they might
personal
wanna-
use.
they might want to like hold you because you might like, and it's not even necessarily that you have that amount of drugs and you're going to sell it and be a risk. It's that like you're probably kind of important. Like that's a shitload of cocaine. Like more cocaine than most people will ever see in their lifetime. Like a very rare few people will see 26 pounds of cocaine together at once in person. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we'll all see pictures of it. We'll all know that said giant amounts and submarines full of cocaine exist. But the amount of people who've seen 26 pounds of coke in person, let alone in the state of Vermont, is like, I mean, I guess it grew a lot after this guy got busted, right?
Yeah.
but like that's unheard of. That's a fucking insane amount of cocaine to have. Anyways, let's get into the story. A Rhode Island man has been charged in Vermont with possessing 26 pounds of cocaine with the intent to distribute it. And federal authorities observed him putting packages into a kayak on Lake Champlain near the Canadian border, federal prosecutors said Tuesday. Near? So was he okay? Let's find out. I'm now curious. Was he trying to traffic into Canada, or was he trafficking from Canada in the U.S.? U.S. Attorney's Office said agents encountered Fred, 38 of West Warwick, Rhode Island. Oh yeah, he's from Warwick, Rhode Island. That's like the hood part. Behind a rented camp in Highgate in the night of September 18th and September 19th, according to court documents. The agents say they saw him walk to the shores of Lake Champlain with a bag. I mean, which you would normally have, I guess, if you were going kayaking. After agents got a word that a vessel had entered in the United States and the lake was traveling south near the camp, they said they saw Rodriguez load objects from a bag into a kayak and start to drag the boat into the water, according to court documents. Rodriguez tried to flee when agents confronted him, but he was apprehended. The object in the kayak were brick-like packages containing a white powder that tested presumptively positive for the presence of cocaine. Rodriguez could spend between 5 and 40 years in prison if can. It's a very large spread.
Wait, that was 5 to 40 year. Wow.
That's like, dude, 5 years would be like less than a year per 5 pounds.
Yeah.
That's like half a year a kilo. That doesn't seem like am I crazy, or have drug charges really changed depending on who's getting charged? Because like I feel like that's a lot of blow.
Yeah.
I feel like people used to go away for like multiple lifetimes for possessing that amount of drugs, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not saying that, like, you know what I mean? I'm not arguing that he should. I'm just generally aghast because I feel like I've seen friends do more than 5 years for small time shit, and this guy's possible smallest charge is 5 years, and he had 26 pounds of cocaine and was trying to smuggle it over the border. I don't know. It just seems like a very serious.
Well, here's the thing. 5 if he cooperates. 40 if he doesn't.
But still, 40 years is less than less than I would have expected for that kind of weight, man. 26 pounds is fucking well over 10,000 grams. Like that, the street value on this is already like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? He was released on conditions of a free trial supervision, which also seems crazy to me. Not yet again. To be clear, and I hate that I feel like I have to state that sometimes, but I'm not saying it should be more. I'm saying I'm surprised it's so small. Like it seems like a very small possible penalty for possessing an insane amount of drugs. If it was 26 pounds of weed, it'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
But like this country used to pretend to give a shit about cocaine. But then again, we still haven't figured out who brought it into the White House. So who knows? In slightly less funny news and mildly alarming, but also kind of funny at the same time. I shared it wrong. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh.
There we go. Canadian Prime Minister offers, quote, unreserved apology for invite to ex-Nazi. Yeah. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Wednesday offered an unreserved apology in Parliament after the legislature publicly, if unwittingly, I don't think we should give them the benefit of the doubt, celebrated a Ukrainian World War II veteran who'd fought alongside the Nazis. I like how they phrase it like that, because no, he was Nazi for all intents and purposes. And it's really eye-opening to me how the media wants to split hairs when they're talking about these people celebrating an actual Nazi. But like if you're in the same crowd with the guy with rolled up jeans and a shaved head, like, and you're on the wrong side politically, you're a Nazi. Like it's very funny how all of a sudden now they care about the technicalities. He wasn't really yes, he was a Nazi, but their plan is to be like, no, he was just fighting with them.
He was Nazi adjacent.
Yeah, which is still apparently. I'm confused about the rules at this point now that we see the far left Canadians bring a Nazi into Parliament and give him a standing ovation and treat him like he's a fucking celebrity for a couple days. I'm confused because I feel like they've been calling their enemies Nazis for quite a bit, but they brought an actual one into Parliament. Yeah, I'd like to present unreserved apologies for what took place on Friday and the President Zelensky and the Ukrainian delegation. Yes, because Zelensky definitely deserves an apology because you idiots brought a Nazi to Parliament. Ukrainian delegation for the position they were put in. For all of us who were present, Trudeau told lawmakers to have unknowingly recognized this individual was a terrible mistake and a violation of the memory of those who suffered grievously at the hands of the Nazi regime. The Canadian leader was referred to an embarrassing incident that marred a visit by Zelensky last week, sparking an uproar that led to the resignation of the speaker on Tuesday. The Ukrainian president was in Canada as part of a tour to bolster Western support for his country's struggle against the Russian invasion. Yeah, you should just stay over there, man. Shouldn't you be there? You're fighting a war. Doesn't seem like press tour time.
It's always press tour time.
I know, but it's worse that it's press tour time, right? Like
he's a fucking hack comic. Like, what is he gonna do? Like tell bad jokes?
Bro. At least pretend.
Yeah.
Like act the role, right? Like fucking actor, act the role. You can't even do that. You got to go out and like hang out with different people around the world. Please help us. We're struggling. Trudeau said earlier Wednesday that the mistake, quote, deeply embarrassed Parliament and Canada, unquote, as it fucking should have. And he was apologizing in front of all Canadians and the Jewish people around the world. It was a horrendous violation of the memory of the millions of people who died in the Holocaust, Trudeau said. Okay. wrote a step down saying he profound regret for my error and the pain he caused to the Jewish communities in Canada and elsewhere. Yeah, because the Jews were the only people who were offended by Nazis. Fucking assholes. Like,
I mean, they kind of do have like the
the biggest
good reason. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they also targeted anybody who was not in line.
I get that. I get that.
I mean, the Polish have a pretty good beef against the Nazis.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
No, I just find it's like interesting. I don't know. Anyways, like he should have apologized to everybody. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't have been as targeted. Like this deserves a fucking apology to the world for being fucking retard in charge of Parliament. Like to be dumb enough to not do any research and to like have a standing ovation for someone who is literally a Nazi after you've been calling the fucking truckers in your country Nazis for 2 years. Yeah, you deserve the world an apology, Mr. Trudeau.
Hear me out for a sec. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
This is me thinking as him. I want an elderly Ukrainian soldier. I didn't say what kind of soldier. All I wanted was a soldier. I'm sorry other people figured that out.
Here's an interesting quote. Moscow for years has tried to paint the pro-Western Ukrainian government led by Zelensky, who is Jewish, as neo-Nazi, and he's used the messaging intensively on his state-controlled media to justify the invasion of Ukraine to the Russian people. To be fair, there is a giant group of Nazis operating in Ukraine, and it was actually the pretense that we stopped funding Ukraine like 10 years ago was that the like these dudes are not just wearing like a symbol or two. They're full on flying swastikas. Not saying they control the Ukrainian government, but there is a very large faction of militia that is in Ukraine. Secondly, and I might have to fact check this, but I'm pretty sure wasn't Hitler part Jewish?
I was like quarter Jew.
Okay.
Like
just to be clear. Well, like that's not a like I don't know, the whole like, oh, it's not Nazi because the man who got put in charge is Jewish. Like
it's
a weird qualifier, bro.
Yeah, that is
especially for the people willing to call anybody to the right of fucking Mao a Nazi at this point. Canada has the second largest Ukrainian diaspora in the world after Russia. Trudeau said, I want to reiterate how deeply sorry Canada is for the situation. This put President Zelensky and the Ukrainian delegation, and they signaled that Ottawa has already contacted Kiev and Zelensky to apologize. It's extremely troubling to think this egregious error is being politicized by Russia and its supporters to provide false propaganda about what Ukraine is fighting for. Yeah, that's basically like, no, this is being politicized because you're a fucking idiot who's been calling people Nazis for years. And then you bring one into parliament and getting a standing ovation for said Nazi. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, no, he's not actually like a real one. He's just yeah. The fact that you people have zero standards, like only double standards, is what's being called out. It's idiots. Anyway, speaking of let me find the right tab. I gotta change that screen share type so we can hear the audios.
Oh man.
Yeah, this one's from 60 Minutes. Speaking of Ukraine, let's find out where some of our tax dollars are going, G-dubs. It's from 60 Minutes. We'll play this little clip.
Is there supposed to be noise?
Wait, sorry, do you not have audio?
No.
Oh, remember.
Do. Technical difficulty dance.
Yeah.
American taxpayers are financing more than just weapons. We
Just to be fair, that thing looks sick.
Yeah.
I want a gun that big, damn it.
That's a big boy.
Yeah. 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 You know, when you have to unload a gun with a forklift, they're talking about some shit.
Yeah.
discovered the US government's buying seeds and fertilizer for Ukrainian farmers and covering the salaries of Ukraine's first responders, all 57,000 of them. That includes the team that trains this rescue dog named Joy to comb through the wreckage of Russian strikes looking for survivors.
So the US is currently funding every first responder in Ukraine. Like,
Good for us.
That seems
Good
like a
for
very
us.
strange thing to have undertaken.
And the US also funds the divers, who we saw clearing unexploded ammunition from the country's rivers to make.
To be fair, he doesn't look like he's diving very far.
No, I wouldn't want to do that.
No, me neither, but it's just sorry. It's not funny, but it's funny to think that there's like a professional diver who's like licensed to dive like 100 feet down, and he's like walking around a river with a fucking metal detector. Like some idiot on vacation. Sorry. Anyways, that means nothing at all. It's just it's funny to me, like the weirdness of what's going on in the world.
Exploded ammunition from the country's rivers to make them safe again for swimming and fishing. Russia's invasion shrank Ukraine's economy by about a third. We were surprised to find that to keep it afloat, the US government is subsidizing small businesses.
I will say that last clip, it's nice to know that not all of the women from Ukraine and Russia are as beautiful as the ones you see online.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. But yeah, it made me go, huh. Okay, so we're paying the
We want the rich people to keep spending money so we can tax it, so we can keep this thing going. Rich people have what we want. Rich people want fucking shopping while fucking war's going on.
I mean, I don't blame them, because I would too. But seems like we could have maybe kept some emergency services going in the US.
I mean, yeah.
To be fair, we have some issues here. It seems interesting that we've simultaneously the same group and party that screamed defund the police for 3 years is now paying for all of Ukraine's. It's just a smidgen ironic.
Not in my backyard.
Yes. The NIMBY, as they say.
I don't care what happens over there. Just keep it away from us.
Let's get into the unfortunately the Russell Brand update. Have you been following the Russell Brand saga at all?
Aren't like someone claiming from like 9 years ago that he touched
there's
their no spot?
All of a sudden there's 4 women who suddenly have allegations after what seems to be Channel 4, which is a company he worked for, used to work for, and produced some of his stuff back in the day, has gone digging around trying to find stuff on him. The real story that's not really being shared is not the fact that Russell Brand's under fire for being alleged to have acted inappropriately with these people 20 years ago. It's not that YouTube demonetized him over allegations, even though other people who've been convicted of things far worse are allowed to have channels that are monetized. It's not that all of the mainstream media wrote hit pieces about him. The real interesting and dystopian piece about this story, my friends, is that so Rumble slams disturbing request from UK lawmakers over Russell Brand's content. Yeah, apparently UK Parliament has been writing letters to tech companies demanding that Russell Brand is demonetized. Which is a weird thing to me because like them saying he should be demonetized is not them saying his content is so dangerous we think it should be taken away. It's saying his content's just dangerous enough that we don't think he should be able to make a living. Which is a weird dystopian thing. And given unmonetized content does lead you to less views and such because, well, as we know, these tech companies are about money. And so if your content's not monetized, they're not going to necessarily want to push it. Because, well, they're not making money off it if it's not. Anyways, the UK Select Committee is questioning social media companies about whether Russell Brand is able to monetize content on their sites, sparking accusations of overreach. Following an investigation by the Sunday Times, the Channel 4 Dispatch program, Brand has been accused by 4 women of rape, sexual assaults, and emotional abuse. He has since had his content removed from the BBC and Channel 4. Meanwhile, earlier this week, YouTube took steps to stop Brand's channel from making money off ads, saying he has violated the company's creator responsibility policy. So they'll still host it, but they don't want to monetize it. It's an interesting stance to take.
Yeah.
Especially because they're not demonetizing because he did something that's not worthy of monetization. It is that he has some accusations against him. So, like, yeah, weird. Not like anything was ever proven. It's just accusations at this point, and who knows if there will be charges. We'll see. And now Dame Caroline Dinenage, chair of the Culture, Media, and Sports Committee, has asked broadcasters, including the BBC and Channel 4, to clarify the internal investigations they carried on to Brand's activities during this time working there. It's also spread the net to question video platforms TikTok and Rumble. We recognize that TikTok is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand. The content may be within the community guidelines set out by the platform. We are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform. That's a very concerning thing for a government to be asking a private company. Like, that's pretty dystopian to me, right?
Yeah.
Like when the government's like, yeah, so he hasn't actually like done anything and we can't prove anything and we haven't charged him with anything or proven he's not guilty. But, you know, some people said some stuff. So like, we're going to ask you to take away his ability to fund himself. Especially because like he's at the point where being a content creator is his livelihood. Right? Like as much as like people shit on that or whatever, like that is what he does for a living now. Is he full-time produces content and puts enough out and has enough views that he makes money, and that's what he does. Like lots of people do that. You know what I mean? It's not a yeah. We'd be grateful if you could confirm whether Mr. Brand is able to monetize his TikTok posts, including his videos relating to the serious accusations against him, and what the platform is doing to ensure that creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of victims of inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior. Yeah, it's some very pre-crime shit. Like,
Yeah.
what was that dystopian? The pre-crime
Minority Report.
Yep, that's the one. A similar letter was sent to Rumble, which has emphatically been rejected the right of the committee to ask such questions. The Ninja's letter to Rumble points out that Brand used the platform to issue his preemptive video responding to the allegations and asked whether he's been able to make money from his activities on his site. While Dinenage And writes Age, if so, we would like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on their platform. Rumble described the letter as extremely disturbing, which I would too, man. Like, you get a letter from the fucking British government being like, we want to take away the ability for this person to make money. I mean, we don't care if you host the videos.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure that he doesn't make any money.
He has to know how much money he's losing.
Yeah. So Rumble said, we regard it as deeply inappropriate and dangerous that the UK Parliament would attempt to control who is allowed to speak on our platform or earn a living from doing so, it says in a statement on X. Singling out an individual and demanding his ban is even more disturbing, given the absence of any connection between the allegations and his content on Rumble. TikTok won't comment on the appropriateness of the request, however, according to their spokesperson, the different way in which content's monetized on the platform means that Brand was unable to make money from ads on the site. Content's monetized through TikTok's Creator Fund, which Brand has never been a part. It's not clear whether any social media companies have received similar letters to Culture Media, blah, blah, blah. As we know, they all have. Like, if they've reached out to Rumble, they've reached out to TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, all of them. And they probably all said, yes, daddy government, tell me what to do.
So,
can I sneak off for a minute, Gios?
Yeah.
You for just a minute? Okay.
Yeah. Here's the thing I don't get. Remember when, like, the left was all like, fuck the government and, like, you know, these guys suck and shit like that. And now, like, where has that gone? You know? Where has that gone? There should always be a healthy distrust of government. And, like, fundamentally, like, these guys aren't looking out for your best interest. And they're doing everything they can just put the screws to you. Every second. Like, they say they're, like, pro-union now, and, like, they're not. They don't care. They don't care. Do I have proof of that? No. But they, like the same people are, like, the same, like, why suddenly now are we going, like, okay, these people are cool. Like, they're the same type of politicians that were there in the 60s when the hippies were revolting. Like, they just have, like, a different coat on. Like, these are the same people. Like, they don't give a fuck about you. And they never will. And God damn it. You know, where are the people keeping them in check? That's what I'm asking. You know? Like, everyone sucks here. Everyone.
Well, the media was supposed to keep them in check.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm telling it. Like, that's originally the media's purpose, was to, like, speak truth to power and keep people in check. But now it's just a lapdog. And there's nobody to keep it in check. I mean, even Forbes is using wishy-washy language about this. But yeah, let's get into the more fascism section. This is
yay.
Yeah, more Trump stuff. Anyways, the judge killed the Trump organization. Fraud ruling means for ex-president's business. This is from Forbes. A New York judge ordered the dissolution of businesses owned by former President Donald Trump and his associates in a ruling Tuesday that found the ex-president and his company committed fraud. A decision that could have a devastating impact on Trump's company and its operations in New York, though the full scope of the order still remains to be seen. The key facts. Judge Arthur Engeron, in a ruling that found Trump and his company fraudulently misstated the value of their assets, canceled any certificates for businesses named in the lawsuit, as well as any other entity owned or controlled by Trump, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., former CFO Alan Weiselberg. He was actually convicted of fraud, or the Trump Organization executive Jeffrey McConney. Limited liability companies named in the lawsuit include companies for the Trump Organization more broadly, and specific properties like 40 Wall Street in New York City and the Trump Seven Springs Estate in Worcester County. Erdogan ordered a receiver to be appointed that would oversee the company and sell off the assets in the case, though legal experts told Insider Trump would continue to own his buildings.
So you're still going to pay taxes on that shit.
Former financial crime prosecutor Diana Florence told Insider the situation is akin to a company going bankrupt, like in losing a business license to losing a driver's license, meaning the person could still own the car, but they wouldn't be able to do anything with it without the license to drive it. The receiver will sell off assets and continue to take steps like paying the company's bills until those assets are sold off, Florence said. And Trump would then receive any money that's left over from paying off the company's debts as the Trump Organization's beneficiary. Erdogan order doesn't totally dissolve the Trump Organization overall, the New York Times noted, because the company is really a collection of smaller LLCs and would primarily affect its operations in New York, where the case has been brought. So yeah, apparently, without trial in the United States now, a company can just, a judge can just say, hey, yeah, I think you guys were committing fraud. We're actually going to take away all your business licenses, and then we're going to force you to sell off your company under somebody else, and they're going to give you some money if there's any left. We're fucked, bro. This is some end time shit. Why would
That's
anybody,
why you don't own shit, man. They don't want you to own shit.
Why would anybody ever do business in the state of New York again after seeing this?
Because you agree with it.
That's
like there's plenty of blue people out there that will be like, oh, bravo. Stick it to him. I don't like Trump.
Which is crazy because they're literally saying a judge with no trial can just seize your businesses and sell them all. Because there was no trial. No trial. There's no jury. There was nothing proven in a court of law. The judge literally was like, I decree we're seizing Trump's businesses. We're selling them off. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Fucking insane. I know I've made references that a lot of shit that's happened in the past little while has been, I don't know, very clown world-ish, but this is like, I don't know. This is very I don't know, Venezuelan, like a Brazilian maybe, very Banana Republic,
yeah.
I get that if you could prove something in a court of law, okay. And it wouldn't be hard. It's fucking New York. Every single person in New York would love to go on the jury that convicts Trump on something. But they didn't even have a fucking trial. It was just a judge decreeing something and poof. Now I assume this is going to get appealed and eventually the Supreme Court will step in. Because that's borderline insane, bro. I don't even know what to say about it because I'm just aghast that that and that people are for it. Which I'm like, okay, so if this was anyone else, would you still be cool with the fact that would my boss be cool with the government just seizing his business because he engaged in what they deemed to be fraud, which is really just, he had too much power and they didn't like it?
Well, I can see freezing assets.
Yeah, but not seizing them.
Yeah, that's
because there's a difference between being like, hey, we think you're going to use these assets to further your criminal empire while we're going after you, like a cartel would. If you were going after a cartel boss.
I'm wondering if the reasoning that they're using is they use it for drug dealers all the time, or like if you have a lot of cash, this seizure, what's it called?
I don't know, because he ordered the sell off.
Yeah, but so there's a law. I can't remember the name of it, but they use it for drug dealers originally.
Rico?
But no, it's if cops and law enforcement can seize your assets if they think you're making a crime with it. So, like,
No,
if you have $100,000 worth of cash in a car driving cross country because for reasons, like, and you get pulled over and you get searched, the cops can steal that at civil forfeiture.
Okay, yep.
And so what they're doing is they're using that on Trump. I bet it doesn't say that, but that's kind of the reasoning. Because he had these at the time of a crime. So that's law. Do I agree with it? No. I think I disagree with civil forfeiture. But it's a thing.
So they're alleging what is being alleged or basically stated in this case is that Trump committed fraud by claiming that the value of his assets were far more than they were. Therefore, he could. Dolores said, besides the prior tax problems where they found tax fraud and credit fraud, they're also trying to get him to pay people he owes to. I could be wrong. The state of New York, where discovered. Yes. No, and I'm not saying that he's innocent, Dolores. I'm just saying that seizing all of his businesses is very, very, very dystopian, especially when the alleged crime is fraud and they're claiming that he defrauded. First off, they're claiming that he defrauded banks by overinflating the value of his properties, which then you would have to think that, hey, banks are so weak that they need the DA to go after people for them, which is like, weren't banks evil? Wasn't that a thing we all thought like 10 years ago? But the claim is that he defrauded them, and one of them is that they were claiming the Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million, and that Trump is claiming that it's worth like 600 or 800 something. So I wanted to break this down in real time because I thought this would be like a funny last minute thing to do on the show tonight. Trump may have overvalued Mar-a-Lago by millions. What is it really worth? New York Attorney General Letitia James' $250 million civil lawsuit against Donald Trump accuses him of inflating the prices of his Mar-a-Lago property by $64 million. Oh, that's the other part about this entire case. None of this was a criminal case. It was civil. So under a civil ruling, he had all of his businesses stripped from him in New York State.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't operate in the wolf's den, I guess, really is the if you were smarter, Trump, you would have realized a long time ago and abandoned that fucking place and pulled out all of the Trump shit in New York because they would be less off now. I mean, they're not in good shape right now. They're trying to stop getting their locals from trying to turn around migrant buses. New York's not in good shape, but if Trump had pulled out, like when he won, it was just like, yeah, I'm done with New York. We're moving all that shit to Florida. I'll rebuild. They would be worse off than they are now. Anyways, Trump has been a target on New York Attorney General Letitia James' radar for months, and she's finally taking a shot at him. Wednesday, September 1st, James announced the $250 million civil lawsuit filed against Trump, his adult children, and the Trump Organization executives. Lawsuit accuses the former president of inflating the price of his Mar-a-Lago property by $664 million, among other things. Within hours of the lawsuit making headlines, Trump told his social media True Social, share his view on the matter called a witch hunt, being led by a quote racist attorney general. So who's telling the truth? Letitia James says Trump's evaluation of his Mar-a-Lago estate was false and misleading. In a civil lawsuit, James accused Trump of pulling quite a hefty price tag on the Mar-a-Lago. Property he accuses is both a residence and private club. According to James, Mar-a-Lago is worth $75 million. Though Trump claimed it had a much higher value at $739 million. Okay, let's do a quick little. I have Zillow pulled up. G-Dubs, let's go shopping.
All right.
See what we can find us. So let's see. Home type. I said houses, townhomes, lots. Right? Like that.
Okay.
That seems fair. No multifamily, no condos, no apartments, no manufactured. Under more, I put no, we don't need coming soon. We do need waterfront, right? Because the Mar-a-Lago is waterfront property.
Yeah.
We're not going to say must have pool because it could be a lot, right? Like we could, like, let's just see what a lot would be akin to the Mar-a-Lago. Days on Zillow doesn't matter. Parking spots doesn't matter. Square feet doesn't matter. We're just looking for something we can compare here. Beds and bath doesn't really matter. Price doesn't matter. We're going to say for sale because, like, you're not going to rent the Mar-a-Lago, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so here we got a few spots. Let's see. So to be clear, the Mar-a-Lago sits on 18 acres of beachfront property. So here we go. We got a little, not a bad looking home by any stretch. I mean, it's nothing amazing. Let's see, what's that sit on? It doesn't say acreage.
4,450 square feet.
Is
Yeah.
it the land amount? Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know how to convert that. We're gonna have to find another one because we got to find. I mean, to be fair, we got to find something in acreage that we can.
No data.
No. .37 acres. So a third of an acre. He owns other gold. Oh yeah, I mean he owns a shitload. I'm saying right now we're going to focus on the Mar-a-Lago because they're saying that it is according to James it's worth $75 million. Trump claims it's worth 739. It's part of the fraud case. The Mar-a-Lago sits on 18 acres of beachfront Miami property. Here we go. We got this property. I mean, it's beautiful. Like this is some high class celebrity living shit right here. Like some shit that GW and I will probably never see. And if we
Nor
do,
want to.
If I do, I hope I am so fucking blackout drunk I can't remember it. Beautiful, dude. Like absolutely, like right there. Oh my god. Like space is gorgeous. It's got glass fucking stairs. And like the rain, dude, everything about this is like hot damn. Okay, to be clear, it sits on 0.37 acres. So a third of an acre. Given it's very nice, but I would say the Mar-a-Lago is probably pretty nice, right? G-Dubs, you would say it's probably as nice as this place.
I guess. For argument's sake, I'll say yes.
And I'm not saying that the entire Mar-a-Lago property looks like this, but holy shit, that's a beautiful spot. Anyways, 0.37 acres. This place is selling for 26.5 mil. They're alleging the entire Mar-a-Lago is worth 75 million. This is a third of that, and it sits on a third of an acre. So if the Mar-a-Lago was like this in 1 acre, it would be roughly worth 75 mil. and sit on 1 acre of beachfront one acre of beachfront property. Like, there's no way the Mar-a-Lago is only worth 75 mil.
Yeah.
Secondly, you've got to convince me that the banks need defending, which is a whole nother level. Yeah, it just amazes me because, like, when we look at, let's look at another property because this is interesting. Here we go. Here's a cheaper one. Nope, no data on land. No data on land. Oh, that's the one we just looked at. No data on land, but
It's not much.
yeah, here's another $4 million spot. Only $4 million.
Yeah.
That's
Doable.
two and a half times the size of my place. It's got the same amount of bedrooms and 3 more bathrooms, and it's $4 million. There's some nice astroturf on the deck here. But and it's gorgeous. It's got a dope pool, like it's got its own gym. But it also comes with a $4,000 a month of HOA fees.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. Private 4-story beachfront townhome. Yeah, 4,000 square feet. 2 cars in the garage. But you have beachfront access. But yeah, $4 million, bro.
For an apartment.
For what's sitting on like as much land as I am.
Yeah.
So, like, for you to tell me the Mar-a-Lago is sitting on 18 acres of that property is only worth 75 million is like, that's laughable in its own.
Yeah.
But yeah, not under the impression that the banks need the AGs to defend them. They used to defend people. And now they're defending corporations and welcome
They
fascism,
never
my friends.
They never defended people, man.
No, but
Once in a great while. Once in a great while.
Yeah, well, fuck, the ADL was supposed to defend people too, but now it just defends corporations and fucking people who give them money. All those grifters. Anyways, G-dubs, that's all I got for the regular show. Thank you for joining me, brother. I do love you.
Absolutely, buddy.
You got anything you want to get off your chest before we get out of here?
October 13th, I have a show in Bennington.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Lay it on me. What kind of? Give us full details, bro.
That's all I know.
It's a stand-up show.
Yeah, stand-up show. There's like 5 people on the bill, and she told me 15 to 20, and I'm just hoping that's not the number she's giving to everybody.
What's the venue?
Some bar.
Nice.
Like,
have you looked it up?
No.
Do you know if they host comedy shows regularly, or is it?
I have no idea.
Fucking right, dude. That's your set. I'm stoked for you.
Like, they told me about the gig, and I was like, all right, yeah, sure. I haven't done that in a while.
Have a blast.
Or be a nervous wreck. One of the two.
I'm stoked for you, sir. I'm stoked. Anyways, that's all I got. Please go follow this fine foxy fucker at GW Foley and at Foley Kills. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming at Hickory TDAU. Go check out our boy MC Molasses at MC Molasses Official and at MC Molasses on all platforms. And yeah, go check out Boss Music because I'm on it, and that's some dope shit to hear me rattle off some rap. That's not bad. I think G-Dubs, any comments on that before
I dig it.
I
dig it.
It was a fun song to write, man. It was cool to just be the villain and lay it out. I'm like big tech mixed with Fox News, mixed with I'm like the GOP mixed with Fox News, mixed with big tech and the DNC. I don't give a shit about truth or integrity. I just came here to make my green. Yeah, it's about right. I'm pretty solid on those. Anyways, that's all I got. So I will see you guys in the after show. GW won't say good night to him, but GW,
love you, buddy,
brother, and I will see you on the next one. Until next time, everybody. I'm, of course, Hickory, the Drunk Underwhelming. If you like the show, please like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next week. Drunk Magician out. Cheers.
Gabba gabba, hey, drunken cock fans. This is Hickory, the Drunken Underwhelming of the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, welcoming you to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 4 After Show, brought to you only on Rumble. This is a very, very, very adult show, containing a very, very adult subjects. So please, if you're not very, very adult, or pretty much a kid that's over 21, now's your time to go.